Let me read to you a passage from the Gospel of St. John, chapter 6, verse 35 to 40. It's the Gospel for Wednesday of the third week of Eastertide. St. John writes, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will not hunger, and he who believes in me will never thirst. But I told you that though you have seen me, you do not believe. All that the Father gives to me will come to me, and the one who comes to me I will not cast out, because I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. Now this is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all that he has given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again on the last day. This is the will of my Father who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have life everlasting, and I will raise him up on the last day. That's from John chapter 6, verse 35 to 40. It suggests thoughts about the meaning of things. You know, it seems that the term monism was introduced in the 18th century by Christian von Wolff in his work entitled Logic, written in 1728. Monism referred to types of philosophical thought in which the attempt was made to explain all phenomena by one underlying principle, or as manifestations of a single substance. For instance, there is a philosophical view which holds that only mind or spirit is real, and another which holds that mind and spirit is to be reduced to the physical. Although the term monism originated in Western philosophy to typify positions on such matters as the mind-body problem, it has also been used to categorize religious traditions. In modern Hinduism, the term absolute monism has been used for Advaita Vedanta. In one remark in his philosophical notebook, John Henry Newman expresses dissatisfaction over the recurrent attempt, which he thought he saw in German philosophy, to explain the world and the universe by means of a single philosophical principle. He obviously thought it was grossly simplistic. However, by contrast, there is the philosophical tendency, present also in popular thought, to think that there is no meaning in things. All is a jumble. William Graham Cole, in his book The Restless Quest of Modern Man, published in 1966, asks this: what is this plague, this germ, which like the tubercle bacillus lurks within? Cole gives the answer. The germ has a very simple name: meaninglessness. And the conditions under which it strikes are well known. When one raises or is confronted by the absolute questions about life, about the purpose and meaning of existence, and discovers that there are no answers that is, that can be believed. Life seems pointless and empty, rather cruel and even a little mad. That's what he thought. Jean-Paul Sartre, who lived from 1905 to 1980, has it that man, I quote him, will be what he makes of himself. Thus there is no human nature. Man simply is. He wrote that in Existentialism is a Humanism. Relying on his dictum that there is no creator, Sartre decided that man freely invents his own meaning in what is a meaningless world. Man is sovereignly free, but the world is indifferent to man's existence and resistant to whatever meaning man attributes to it. Ultimately, all is absurd. Any brief survey of philosophical thought, from its various monisms to its assertions of meaninglessness and absurdity, shows us the need of man for light from on high, on the ultimate meaning of things. If there is one thing which appears as precious, it is right knowledge and perception. This knowledge has been granted us. This incalculably vast and ongoing sea of humanity, with its surging waves of work and goals, its joys and sadness, its heights and its depths, is there any great anchor to which the edifice can cling? Yes, and it is a single historical man. It is breathtaking to think of this. There is a man at the centre of it all, one to whom all mankind can look with absolute confidence as the saviour of its ills and its threats. All things are held in him. That is not to say that the whole matter is simple, that is, to be regarded simplistically. As proof of this, this man was crucified in a horrible death. There are still great sufferings and reversals, and any observer might think that this man made no tangible difference to the world's course. Indeed, I suspect that it is this which has kept Judaism from accepting that he is the predicted Messiah. But vast numbers have come to know him personally, not as an historical memory, but as a living, though unseen person. He is known for who he is, the incarnate Son of God and the Saviour of the world. He is the Messiah, in a way fulfilling and far surpassing what was predicted. This reflection this reflection that I'm offering began with the thought of the world and the range of philosophical perceptions of it. Well, as a matter of fact, the world with all its peoples has been entrusted to this man that I've been referring to, Jesus Christ. The Father Almighty has given it all to his divine Son. This is the meaning of the things that we see and experience. It is all in the hands of this man, Jesus Christ, and what we must do is entrust ourselves entirely to his keeping and his guidance. All things are contained in his embrace, even if they know it not. The ultimate tragedy, then, is for the Son of God to have become man, to have pitched his tent among us, to have come among his own, and for his own to have refused to recognize him as their saving Lord. It has happened before, it can happen again. This is the drama of each person's life, and that of all humanity, as it moves on its way to the end. The one thing necessary is to accept Christ, into whose keeping all our ultimate prospects have been placed. As we read in our Gospel that I read earlier, from John chapter 6, verse 35 to 40, "Now this is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all he has given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again on the last day. This is the will of my Father who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have life everlasting, and I will raise him up on the last day." This is the ultimate matter, the one thing necessary. We must believe in Jesus Christ. We must entrust ourselves to him and follow him with generous love.